When I first started, it was the Bolsover Culver Company. And then it was 1947, was it? 1948, when the NCB took over. And I worked there until it closed in 1986.
So you had a good period there, really, didn't
Very
you?
good friendship, good camaraderie with lads.
A lot of community spirit at that time.
A lot, and a lovely village. Can't be beaten, this village. If it was run right with the villagers, like, you know, lovely.
Because everybody, I think, knew everybody, that was why, was it?
Oh, everybody knew everybody.
Might be part of the problem, because...
Yeah, yeah. Until that, oh, sorry.
Until that fateful
day.
Evening, really, wasn't it, night?
Yeah, it was
September the 26th.
Early morning. Well, I remember that well because my brother used to go to work before me, and the idea was he used to get up half hour before me, and I only worked in the pit bottom, so we hadn't got much travelling to do. So we had to go half an hour after him. Frank Wright always used to come. Everybody knew Frank Wright in the village, the union man, and he used to call for him every morning. And they seemed to be talking pretty loud this morning. I thought, they talking loud. And I heard Frank say to my brother, "Hey, up youth," he says, "there's a lot of activity, it seems to be on the street." He says, "Why?" I said, "I don't know, I've seen a lot." He said, "Might be a knockoff." Can you remember what knockoff used to be?
No, you tell me what.
Right, a knockoff used to be, if it wasn't a miner's fault that something broke down and you couldn't carry on winding coal, you used to get a knockoff, go home early.
They called it the W.
They used to have them bevins if there was no wagons, you know, in winter, no wagons, we used to get them bevin, paid for not going to work. We used to look forward to them. But when I heard Frank say knockoff, and my brother said, "Why?" He said, "There's a motor burnt out."
At the colliery?
This is what Frank heard.
Oh,
As he's coming, his house only lived across from us, and he used to call for my brother every morning. Well, they went, so I got up half an hour later, went to work. Load of people outside the pit, loads of men.
How old were you, John?
19.
You were 19.
And I thought, what's happening here? And I said, we're not going on strike, are we? There is a little story before that, but I don't know if that ought to be another day. But this one, there was a chap called Darwin Humphreys. There used to be Jack Humphreys' brother, Darwin Humphreys.
Oh, right.
And I used to work with him.
Yeah.
And he was saying, "Have you heard anything, Jack?" I said, "No, why?" I walked in pit baths. He said, "You haven't heard anything?" I said, "No, what we all doing like?" He said, "Sit down here in baths." I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "You've heard nothing?" I said, "No." He said, "Right, there's over 100 men down the pit, and we fear there's no chance to get them out." I said, "You're joking." I didn't know what to do. Sat, you know, you felt like that a bit. And then Bernard Hazelby, he was a union man then. He came in and he saw me. He saw some of my workmen, like. He says, "Right, Jack, you and your lads, go and get your check number down and go home. There's nothing you can do here." But I didn't. He stood on a chair, and so I stood behind him.
Right.
So he didn't see us go, like, and he says, "I'm not going to hold anything back." I remember this. So "I'm not going to hold anything back. There's 100 and so many men," he says, "we don't think there's any chance." So the talk is of sealing off. I can't remember what happened then. I just came away, just shocked, watching cameramen all over the place, you know, people coming, people going. It was a bad day, a bad day. During the rest of the period, it was off filling sandbags, taking materials in the pit, bringing them out, taking trestles to the social centre. They did ask me at one time if I could.
The social centre, what was the social centre? Well, it was the...
Social centre here, yeah.
Yes.
They used to put trestles out and put the bodies on when they brought them out. They did ask me at one time early on if I'd like to go and help to wash these men down. Well, because I was in St John's, you see. And
you were in the St John's?
Yeah, and it was Joe Nichols at the time. Because he was sending everybody else off and leaving me.
Yeah.
I said, Joe, where am I going? He said, just wait a minute, Jack, you know. And then he said, would you like to come with me now to wash them down? I said, you what? He said, would you like to come with me around to the tub shop? They're going to take him into the tub shop and we're going to wash them all down. I said, if that's an order, I'll go. But if you buy choice, I don't want to go.
No, but this
I
was
don't want to do it because we
he was
knew a lot
ambulance
of
man.
them.
Yeah.
And we knew a lot of them, you see.
Yes.
So he says, all right, then so I started doing other things. Then when they opened the seal, I was outside one day. And
This was
later on, this is when they was going to open the seal.
right.
This was
so
51.
right at this stage, they
The
put a
pit,
seal on because
yeah,
they only got so
yeah, and the
many
pit
men.
started working, didn't it?
Right.
So long.
Yeah.
And then I was outside one day, and I think I've forgotten the man's name. But he come and he says, who are you? He says, I'm coming to your house. He says, is your Jim in? I says, no, he's not. He's down at my sister's in yard, like. He says, could you ask him if he could pit for us? There's a job for him to do. I says, well, yeah. He said, tell him not to bother with any snap. Go there as soon as he can. Everything will be all right. So just as I set off to fetch him, he says, that's Jim, isn't it, in St. John's? I said, no, Jim isn't in St. John's. He said, who is that? I said, me. That's me. He says, oh, it's you we want then. I said, me? He says, yes. He says, there's a job for you to do. Will you go? I said, well, yeah, of course I will. Like.
Did you know what the job was?
No, no. So we went down and I went to tell my mother, like, obviously, where we were going. And we went down. When I got down the pit, there was mines inspectors. I remember Dr. Evans being there because we were just stood there waiting to be told what to do. And Dr. Evans says, there were three of us, and he said, look here, bewitched, bothered and bewildered. You know, to try and cheer us up, I thought.
Yeah.
Just things like that. So, and then the mines inspector came, and he started talking to us. He said, do you know what you're going to do? I said, no. He says, right, I want you in, I forgot how many men there was, about 9.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, they brought 6 men down, bodies of the seal. So I want you to go up there and bring the last 6 to come out. Oh, and he said, treat them with respect. What did they think we were going to do with him? Well, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Treat them with respect. I said, well, that's what we're going to do.
Exactly.
Anyway, we went, took the trams up and we loaded them. We had 2 bodies on. You know what a tram is, taking materials in that. We had 2 bodies on there. And we brought them out to pit bottom.
That was to convey the bodies.
Yeah, so that we took them on the tram, took them down right into the pit bottom.
Were they already
Unloaded.
in the coffin?
There was there was zinc caskets, and there was like, all around the lid, there was like 100 and so many holes. I'll say 108,
Yeah.
give or take. But there were only about 4 or 5 screwed in. I think that'd be for speed, wouldn't it?
Yes.
They wouldn't fill every one up. And then we brought them, took them down to the pit bottom. And then after that, started taking sandbags up to the seal, things like that
Was
again.
that when you took them bodies down to the pit bottom? Was that the last of the men to come out?
That was the last 6.
The last
They was
6.
the last 6.
The last 6. So all the miners that were trapped was now
Were now out.
are now out.
Yeah, when we came there, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that, I think that was that not about 6 months after?
It was 1951, it was
Yeah.
August 1951.
Yeah, it was a
So
project.
September to, it was opened in 1951, 11th of August, I read that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in a long period.
A long while, yeah, a long while, yeah,
Yes.
it was.
So in the pit bottom, then they were taken up and
They were taking them and then the men on the surface did what they were going to do. So we stayed down and did other things like,
Yeah. How did you feel, Jack, at that time?
well, terrible, honestly. Terrible. The worst days for a long, long time of my life, yeah.
Well, you've obviously never forgot that.
Oh, no.
experience.
There's things I've forgotten, and I may have got things out of proportion a bit, you know. I might have got a date wrong, I might have got a name wrong.
But you've got
But-
it fundamental.
Oh, yeah, we've got it all. I mean, digging the graves.
You did.
We did grave digging as well. The electricians came and put lights up. In fact, there was one little episode, everybody was so mournful, everybody. and we had a man called Johnny Crowder. Can you ever remember him?
I
You were
remember
out?
John, yes.
Right. They dug this long trench for this graves, but each one had a frame with a casket made, and they laid it down and dug it about a spade depth, casket depth, that when the coffin lowered in, it just fit in that little slot. So it was a long hole, but each little coffin had its own slot. Well, Johnny laid down in one, he dug his out. He dug his out. And he said, well, I'm going to say this, whoever get this is going to be comfortable. And you know, that broke the ice. That really broke the ice. It brought us all to talking again and things like that, you know.
That was one of the things that
The
mine
comradeship, yeah.
comradeship, yes.
Yeah.
And of course that community.
And all little things, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
And I remember the funerals. I think I was on duty from about whenever, early morning till late on. Every half hour, I think there was. We used to stand in a garden in the Skinner Street. She used to work in the doctors. She used to be the lady in the doctors.
yes.
She had a tent in her garden, cups of tea and that. And then we used to line up either side of the family as they went up. And as they come down, we used to line up again, ready for the next family going. See, there's all individual funerals.
Yes.
And then after that, we went to there was the church, social centre, and pictures when they used to,
Oh,
they relayed the
ceremony.
service, didn't they? They relayed the service. It was a long, long day, a long, long day.
It was a very big blow to the community.
By gum, I know it was, yeah. Very much so. Terrible. Never to be forgotten, really. He shouldn't be forgotten.
And now, and hopefully the story which you've now unfolded will help people in the future to
Well, I hope
understand.
so. I hope it has, yeah.
Well, I'm sure that it will, and I'm sure that in future people will at least have a more understanding of that disaster,
Oh, my
how
God,
it
yeah.
affected the community.
They worked as a team. They worked as a team. We had a man who used to work here. His second name was Grundy. I worked with him after because he was taking air samples out the sample parts of the...
For the
And I had the job of going up there working with him. They were filling the bottles. I used to take them down to pit bottom like every hour. There'd be so many like bladder like with the air inside the sea, you know, to do that. And I used to take them out to pit bottom and then go back, take the empties back and fill them up, take them back in. That was a little job of mine.
Well, Jack, there was lots of jobs that you had involved.
Oh,
in
by
that.
gum, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
There were some really
Involved a lot.
horrible experiences,
Yeah,
but you did your best,
yeah.
as everybody else did at that time. And I'm just hopeful that in future, when people hear your story, they will understand.
It's a little bit of it, isn't it? I hope.
It's only a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's a bit
Yeah.
that helps people to understand.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say thank you on behalf
Thank
of the
you.
community for telling us your story.
Okay, dokie, minute. Thank you very much. Ta.